For visiting Tri-State Tennis Tips. I'm about to go to another match today, and you can see I'm dressed for it. So I had a little time to get ready. Went to the gym, sat in the steam room, sat in the sauna, did a little stretching. Last video I was talking about setting goals and objectives, and in terms of giving tennis tips and not being on a tennis court, this is a good way to learn mental tennis. My strategy today is based on the fact that I'll be playing two gentlemen, two tennis players that will be above my level. Like they're 4.5s and I'm a 4.0. So this is really why it's good to set goals and objectives, because when you're in a league or on a team that's playing up, which means that they're playing above their level, we have a bunch of 4.5s on our team, but I would say we're predominantly 4.0, and we have other 4.0 teams that we play on, so we can play up to a 4.5 level. I can't expect necessarily to win, but I can expect to achieve my goals and objectives. So even if I lose, it's a good thing if I get my high percentage of serves, like in the last video, if I come to the net, like in the last video, if I do my plan A and plan B, if I drive the ball, lob the ball, you know, as long as those are my goals and objectives, and that's what they were in the last video. So I have a little, all those are going to stay the same, but I'm going to focus on something else. And when you're in doubles, it's a whole lot, it's a different game than singles. You're not as experienced as the other guys on the team, more likely, on that level. And so you probably will not be playing singles because there's only 2 singles courts and there's 3 double courts. So there's 6 people playing doubles and only 2 people playing singles. And the majority on your team, and the majority of those singles players are pretty well seasoned on that level. Rarely will they let newly arrived. So I'd say to play a 4 or 5 is like a high school, the best high school kid who's played a lot of high school playing the first year worst college kid who's played some college. Or you could say it's like a 9th grader playing the senior varsity guy. That's a whole nother level. So if the 9th grader goes in there with the attitude that he's going to win, that's the right attitude, because you can win. But that's the exception, not the rule. Otherwise, you'd be on the varsity team. Today, I'm going to work on my returns. Okay, so I don't know if it's being a lefty or what it is, but I'm a high-risk player. Okay, I can go for winners. I mean, and it sometimes helps because I get good at hitting those hard shots quicker than other people, but I also get good at the expense of losing because I'm taking low percentage shots. So I'm going to try to really keep everything high percentage, and that's my mindset when I play up a level. Okay, so hit good high percentage shots though. I mean, like, keep it. Don't just try to hit winners against guys who are better than you, because they're just going to play consistent and they're going to beat you. Without them hitting winners at all, because they're going to get the ball back more than you are. They're going to get better, faster, harder serves in more consistently than you're going to get your regular serve in. And so against a higher level team, if they are both 4.5s, because sometimes they can be 4.0s too, but against a higher level team, you want to work on your returns, because that's where you really see the difference in their serves. There are a 4.5 serve and a 3.5 serve. It's like the difference of day and night. Okay, so a 4.5 serve and a 4.0 serve could be pretty big too. But the main thing on both of them is you'll find 4.0 guys, when you're playing consistent and getting a lot of balls over, and you say, man, I'm really playing consistent, that's their average. Okay, so I'll see you after the game and tell you how it went. I'm back and the game is over. I hope you don't mind if I drive, but it's 8 o'clock, and if I don't get home, I'm gonna miss the Sixers game. All right, so my goal tonight was to get a lot of nice returns back, and that was that was successful. I did get a lot of returns back, and not only did I get a lot of returns back, but then when I decided to go for the big ones, they came in. So honestly, this is crazy. Let's see if I get this thing in focus. This was crazy, but last night, I played better tonight against the 4-5 guys, and it was a closer game tonight than it was last night. And these guys are 4-5s. And I'm gonna call my opponents Z and D, or X and D. And my partner, I'm gonna call him R. So R and I don't say the full names again to protect the innocent. I don't want to. I'll say something to somebody, I feel like I insulted them or something like that. That's not cool. So yeah, R and I played very good tennis tonight, and I don't really like this guy who I played with. I mean, we played together before. I think we played the best tonight we've ever played, and I think it partly was because we knew who we were up against. I mean, the one guy, I know he's been a 5-0, and I think he took some time off and they bumped him back down to a 4-5. And you know, 5-0 is a whole nother thing. And one thing I can say about him is I don't honestly think, I think if I brought my level up to a 4-5 or a high 4-5 even, his level would have gone up tremendously. He was hitting some shots and it barely looked like he was thinking about it, you know, just like reflex shots. And they were spot on. And serve is very consistent. Although he did serve a couple of double faults, which surprised me. All right, so about my goals and objectives. They did change. And I'll tell you how they changed. One is, I didn't feel like after a while I had to work on my return, because my return was just good. It was as good as I could do, I felt. I wasn't upset with it. The thing is that during the second game, the second set, during the first set, maybe in the middle of the first set, I saw myself backing up on the return, and that is not a good idea if you're going back. And I said to myself, why am I hitting that serve and going off the court to the back of the court? Like that's a no-no in doubles. So I said, I'm going to come in, I'm going to return the serve, but I'm going to get high percentage. This is the way I think. Big target, high percentage, whack the ball hard. And I was doing that, but now it's do all that plus come in after it. Okay, so I don't whack the ball as hard when I'm coming to the net, because I don't have to. All my body momentum is going into the swing, and it you know, it's just a mental thing. It's like I feel like I don't have to hit the ball as hard, and it still goes back as hard. So that was working well. What I will say is that I was watching I joined this course, and it's so new. I just joined it. It's pretty expensive. All the pros who teach the pros are giving this course. Anyway, I did get to see a video, and because I'm paying for it, you know, I'm getting the most out of it. And really, the course didn't even start yet. It doesn't start till the 14th of May. If you want to hear about each course, just stay tuned, because I'm going to do a review of every lesson I receive. And I'm sure you're going to get a lot out of it. But one thing I already got out of this one was how to do a second kick serve. And when I get on the court, I'm going to give a lesson on that. But suffice it to say, in the middle of this match, all of a sudden, my objective changed. And that happens. It's like, okay, well, I'm playing everything good. My first serves are coming in. You know, my returns are coming in. Everything was going well. I thought we were playing really well. I mean, we were giving those guys, I mean, they were nervous. I could tell. They were nervous. Like, damn, these two guys beat us. They're a whole level below us. That could happen. So I decided to do this kick serve. And I'm going to just say this, and then I'm going to call this a night. When you do a kick serve, you bend your knees and you lean back. Okay? You bend your knees and you lean back, and you put your chest up a little bit. All relaxed, all very relaxed. You know, the younger you are, the more you can bend your knees. The older you are, you might not bend your knees, but you can still lean back. Then, instead of, you know, they say to scratch your back pose, or axe the ball, pronate, you know, like you're going to axe the ball right in half, and then you change the direction so you're this way, and all of a sudden your racket faces that way. That's pronation. And as it's turning, your strings are making contact with the ball. But you don't think any of that. What you think is when you're doing your second kick serve, you bend your knees, you lean back, and you think a whip, a lasso, like you're going to lasso something, and you let it go. And man, my second serve was kicking, and I was really happy because I have a second serve and kick, but I don't think I'll ever lean back enough. And it kicks, but it doesn't kick over your shoulders. And this one was starting to kick over their shoulders, or I could felt if I was really committed to practicing it instead of doing it at a game where I'm a little bit tentative, I would really get it. So that my second serve I was doing the second serve in the middle of a match that I just learned, so I was confident, and it was effective because I didn't double fault a lot, and I held a lot of my serves. I think I held more serves tonight than I did last night. Not to say nothing bad about my opponents. I know on any given night they could play a lot better and put us, you know, but we played good, my partner and I. My partner hits lobs, okay? So I have to get used to the fact that when you have a partner that hits lobs, and he hits good lobs, it's not like they're not, you know, tonight they were good. I played with him some nights and it's windy, and that's a hard thing to do in the wind, you know, to lob balls. But tonight his lobs were pretty effective, and I was running to the net, and then I was running back, and I was running to the net, and I'm running back, and I didn't get to hit the ball. But you got to be that active at the net when your partner's lobbing, because if he lobs, you got to run to the back of the court, especially if he's going to slam it. But if he lobs real deep, and you know he's going to get all the other lobs that they return, you could run to the net on those. And then if they get him back with a lob, then you got to run back to the baseline. And if he lobs real deep again, then you run to the net, that type of thing. Because eventually they're going to not like what the guy who's not involved in the point is doing. And that's really what you want to do as a partner. And I could tell they messed up a couple of those of his lobs. And it wasn't necessarily me, but I wasn't certainly doing nothing. So I'm sure every little bit helps against, you know, guys who are better than you. All right, that's all I want to say. Take care. I'll see you next video. If you want to stay tuned for these, next week I'll be posting, actually after the 14th of May, I'll be posting a lot of posts that are very short, but and each one will contain hopefully less than 5 minutes. All right, take care.